How about you? Where did it all start with you? You mentioned church when you were growing up. Were you in any church bands? Were you in a church choir?
The first band I had was actually started through friends in the church
Okay.
while I was in high school. But before that, growing up, we had a piano in the house.
Okay, so you had mentioned classical music, so you must
Yeah.
have loved it enough.
So my mother's a piano player. We grew up with having a piano in the house, and I remember her trying to teach me how to play piano as early as 4, 5, 6 years old, and
Very early.
just not grasping the whole music concept thing and just not getting it. And so she just kind of let it go. And that growing up in my house, it was all, Oak Ridge Boys, Statler Brothers, and all of your 60s surf car bands, Beach Boys,
Okay.
etc.
Okay.
My dad's a retired auto mechanic, so
Okay, so he probably brought all of that to your attention.
oh yeah, he got me interested in cars, which at some point became two wheels, and now I've got the love of the motorcycle.
That's right. You have a couple of them.
Yeah, it's I love riding and that, but because of that, he had a very very distinct love of the Little Lady from Pasadena and Dead Man's Turn.
Okay.
All those classic 60s songs, Le Deuce Coupe,
Okay.
all those songs
Okay.
that were car related.
Now, I've worked in an auto shop before, so when it comes to working as a mechanic, you're at the mercy of whatever comes over the radio waves. Now, did he take that home and take it further by listening to the whole album, or did he just stick to what was on the radio and just really jam on that and love that?
That's a good question. I think it's probably the latter. It was just kind of what the hits that everyone kind of knew.
Okay. Okay.
I remember growing up, we had I'm gonna date myself here, but the 8-track,
Okay.
and but outside of a few cassette tapes and whatnot, I don't remember my parents buying a lot of music.
You're right.
But-
Why buy it when everything you love is on the radio for free?
Right. So, but like I said, growing up from an early age, mom playing piano and pushing that piece of it did not go anywhere. But when third grade rolled around, the orchestra came through the classrooms, and the violin caught my attention. And so I asked to get a violin and join the orchestra. And before my third grade was over with, I was already playing in the sixth grade orchestra.
Okay.
And then from there, I continued to excel, got private lessons, and somewhere in high school that changed from violin to stand-up bass, which then changed to bass guitar for jazz band and swing choir and things like that.
Swing choir. Does
I remember learning how to play the theme from Little Mermaid in swing choir.
Okay.
Under the sea.
I not so
Under the
low
sea.
key had a huge crush on that redhead fish lady, Ariel. I still have a thing for mermaids. It's not just goth chicks and fishnets. There's mermaids
Goth chicks who are mermaids.
who are. Oh shit! Oh no, new fetish unlocked. So does you mentioned? All right, so you had a violin, and did you ever go back to piano?
So I've never really gone back to piano,
Because I'm wondering.
but in the process of learning violin and getting good at it, and learning to read and write music, the natural
Okay.
progression of understanding and being able to sit down at a piano and comprehend what the keys represent, and that it clicked.
Okay.
And it was the violin that kind of made that make sense to me. The piano in my early years didn't make any sense to me. Music did not make sense to me.
Not a lot makes sense when you're 5 or 6 years old.
But I picked up the violin and it clicked, and music kind of made sense. And over the years, those 4 strings got traded in for a lower set of 4 strings, which then became 5 strings, and as of recently became a 6-string bass.
It's very nice.
Funny how that happens.
Very nice 6-string bass.
But I actually had my first formal band in high school, formed out of friends that I knew from the church that I went to, and then graduating high school and moving to Kansas City to go to the Art Institute. I moved up here and then just kind of stayed. Never went back to St. Louis.